Hello again. Today I'm going to read to you a little bit from my journal. This journal is actually one that I picked up when I was in India this summer. I wish I had purchased a lot of them for a lot of my friends, and a lot of you journal as well, and I would love to hear your journal, but for right now I'm going to share you mine. This week I was reading Luke chapter 4 about the story where Satan tempts Jesus. If you remember correctly, before Jesus started his ministry, he walked into the wilderness, and for 40 days he fasted and he spent time with his Father. And when he was tired, his old friend Satan showed up and had a little chit chat with him. Satan came in tempting Jesus. He wanted Jesus to see things through his eyes, and he wanted Jesus to change his mission, change who he was, and basically give all the glory and all the power to Satan himself. We are so thankful that Jesus does not give in to temptation. But as I was reading in Luke chapter 4, I began to see that temptation isn't always about what we do. It's often about how we think. So when Satan tempts Jesus, it is not temptation to do a certain sin, but to believe in a certain way. Satan said, "If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become bread." If you are the Son of God, tell this stone to become bread. He said, "If you will worship me, all that you see will be yours." He said, "If you throw yourself down, you will be protected. Prove it. Take it. Be somebody, Jesus." Satan tempts us to prove who we are, even to prove who our God is. The scribes and Pharisees wanted Jesus to prove you have the authority to do these things. The proof that both Satan and the Pharisees asked for would never have made them true believers. Satan would have laughed, he would have mocked, he would have controlled Jesus. Even in the New Testament, the Pharisees, they would have laughed at Jesus and mocked him and controlled him had Jesus done what they wanted him to do. It is interesting to me that Jesus does not prove himself or argue his case. What he does do is speak his Father's words. He used phrases found in Deuteronomy from the Old Testament. He spoke simple truth and corrected the thinking of the tempter. Number 1, man shall not live on bread alone. Deuteronomy 8:3. Number 2, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only. Deuteronomy 6:13. Number 3, you shall not put the Lord your God to the test. Deuteronomy 6:16. In Deuteronomy, these commands were given to the people of Israel on the journey to the promised land. There are so many temptations we, God's people, face on the way to God's promises. Satan's number 1 weapon is destruction to the truth of God. He distorts it, he challenges it, and he tells me to prove it. Prove that you are somebody. Go after a following. Make a name for yourself. Your people will love you. The sin begins when I take these temptations, dwell on them, and wonder if they are true. Or I can answer with God's truth. He is. I will follow him. His name will be known in the nations. His people love him. As soon as I put my eyes on myself, I fall into the trap of Satan's temptation. But in the moment I put my eyes back on Jesus, he sets me free.